The people are friendly. Just to wake up and the view from our apartment is gorgeous. It's definitely less stressful. It's just a whole different vibe.
Now we're in the boat, and Jorge, our boat captain, has turned on the reggae music, and we're pouring drinks, and we're about to toast to Panama. It's surreal to me that that is work.
Yeah.
My team's meeting now.
If you're visiting Panama, do a tour to Cologne, to the beach, or on a boat ride.
You can contact us, and you can come and babysit Domino for us.
Will and Sonja, thank you so much for being here on Hughes and Business Podcasts. Please let everyone know who you are and the business we're celebrating tonight.
I'm William Easley, and this is my wife, Sonja. We own and operate Go Explore Panama.
Yeah.
It's a relocation tour company based out of Panama City, Panama.
Now, I think I understand the business is about 5 years old. Whose idea was it? That's what I want to know.
Oh, it was William's idea to start the business. Yes. I'm here for support.
Yeah, the idea started from the YouTube channel. I created a YouTube channel to document our move from the US, and I started getting a lot of questions from people that wanted to follow us. Trying to be a helpful guy, I was answering a lot of questions
Yes.
and meeting people for coffee when they were in Panama. So I decided it's time to codify this and actually get the logistical support necessary and the partnerships and the professionals and everything necessary to really help people out. So that's how the business was born.
It's exciting when things fall into place and it's like a given. This is what you need to do if you're enjoying it, right? You were having fun while answering the
Yes.
questions
Yes.
and meeting with people.
It was fun, and then the coffee meeting started multiplying, and then it was like, okay, well, now I'm doing it all day.
I love it. I love it. That is so awesome. I'm really curious. I always find it interesting when someone hasn't been an entrepreneur, then becomes an entrepreneur. For each of you, how early did you have the inkling, the desire to be a business owner?
I'll let her go first because it's easy.
I haven't had that inkling, so this is all new for me. So yeah, this was more Williams. Williams had entrepreneurial experience in the past.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So to that end, for me, probably just growing up in North Carolina. I'm from Durham, and it was a very close knit community. Everybody did business with each other, and we knew our barber and the florist and convenience store owner and everything. So
Yeah.
everybody around me owned businesses. The first official business I think I did was the headhunting. I was a technical recruiter in Washington, D.C. for a number of years. And then after that, I kind of had like a side hustle business, main career during the federal government contracting, but I always had a side hustle like real estate. I owned a real estate business for a number of years with Keller Williams in Maryland. So that drive, that desire to be an entrepreneur was always in there. It just, it came out at different points in my life. And then being here in Panama to make the move, I had to start my own business consulting to federal government contractors when we moved here
Right.
because we were still working. We're not retired.
Yeah, we're working remotely. So yeah.
So,
That's good.
so, I moved here with a business, but just pivoted, and it's much better now. I feel a lot less stressed. I don't have to pay attention to what the government is doing anymore. It's a beautiful thing.
That makes me feel less stressed just knowing
I'm sure.
you released that. That is fantastic.
Yeah.
So it really just literally fell in your lap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
It's
exciting.
sometimes I feel like it's divine providence, no doubt. The things that I've done previously in life have all seemed to coalesce to come together to assist me and Go Explore Panama. Just one example is I used to run the federal programs for PR Newswire, and PR Newswire is all about communications and using social media. So one of with my role, I was helping the Obama administration and his government do their messaging, through all federal agencies and everything. And now I'm running a business where I have to do social media outreach and marketing and do it all myself because, it's a one man shop. So, and it's just, it, something prepared me. And, I used to run a nightclub when I was finishing college, and now I'm here doing events and promoting
Tours.
cruises, New
Yeah.
Year's Eve party cruises and stuff like that. So it all came together.
I love that. That is so, so good. And isn't that amazing? I'm a woman of faith, and I just believe in those, steps after steps after steps. And it's interesting to consider it was already done. It was just waiting for you to walk it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It all
Yes.
fell into place.
I
Amazing.
couldn't agree more. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
It's an amazing feeling.
Like I said, I came across another YouTuber that was really singing your praises, and they have piqued my interest. Apparently, on one of your tours, you go into like um, a water area, a real beautiful water area that has his. Can you tell us a little bit more about that spot? But I definitely want to hear about your services, your tours.
Okay.
Anything you want to share?
Not a problem. The main part of the business I can cover in 15 seconds. We really do boots on the ground relocation tours, which are designed to connect people with immigration attorneys, healthcare, English speaking doctors, and real estate,
Yeah.
so they can find a place to live, and then get them connected with community, help them meet expats while they're here. But we also do fun excursions and cultural stuff too, because that's just the kind of guy I am. So what she was talking about on the show was my Cologne Culture Beach Day. So Panama's Atlantic side and the Pacific. The Atlantic is the Caribbean. So we're in Panama City. We're off the Pacific side, but Cologne, the city of Cologne, is only a 45-minute drive, and that's on the Caribbean side.
Right.
So we go up to Cologne, we spend the day cruising the coastline, and that's like the home to the Afro-Panamanian community, all the people that migrated
Yep.
from across the Caribbean to help build the canal. They stayed there, and, the families mixed, Haitians married, Dominicans, and now they shared their
Jamaicans.
recipes, and we go up there and we're eating the fish now. The coastline is gorgeous. It's white sands, crystal blue
Water's
waters.
beautiful. Yep.
We visit old forts that were used by the Spanish government when, they marched all their plunder from North America all the way down to the tip of South America. It came to one point, and that's in Portobello, Cologne. And that's where it all was loaded on ships to go to Spain. So that is the birthplace of a lot of the pirate stories that we grew up seeing movies about, like Pirates of the Caribbean. That started in Portobello. So there's a lot of history. The people there, the museum
There's a
is,
museum.
we
That we
stuff at the
stopped at.
museum there.
Yeah.
It's the Museum of Afro-Panamanian Memory,
Yep.
and it tells the whole story from their enslavement to being free to what they're doing now, and their connection with the Congo people. A lot of the people know that they're descendants of people from the Congo, because it was a major slave port.
Yep.
You could see the slave dungeons, in fact, during part of the tour. But it's a wonderful day. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's just a magical day. You're floating in the water. It's a cool vibe, and we have a private
Very
boat
laid
that
back.
takes us up and down the coastline, and we island hop and spend time in a natural pool.
As you were explaining everything, and I hear your passion, I was thinking, I wonder if you've started other businesses or partnered.
Partnerships, yes, but
Yes.
I've done partnerships with people to promote events
Yeah.
or things of that nature, and I'm looking to do more partnerships like that in the future. So there's some opportunities, but I want to focus on my primary mission, which is to help get people out of harm's way. I pay attention, I read the news, and I like to think I'm a pretty smart guy. I can look to the horizon and see what's coming, and I want to get, I want to help people find
Thank you.
places. And If not Panama, I'm actually connected. I went to Morehouse College, and there's a few of us who are Morehouse alum that
Yeah.
are in countries and other places that do the same thing that I do.
Yes. Yeah.
So, we can help you out. We've done joint relocation series for
Seminars. Yeah.
that cover Mexico, Ghana, Colombia. So it's not.
Listen.
Look, I love Panama. We're blessed to be in Panama. If you can make it to Panama, great. But if you can't get to Panama, because every country has little idiosyncrasies,
Yeah.
everybody's got something different, visa
Yeah.
requirements and all that, languages, money. Do you want to do math when you buy stuff and all that? What's the
Right.
weather
Right.
like?
That's amazing. And so, and I appreciate you giving the perspective that you entered Panama on assignment with your previous role. Did I understand that correctly, y'all?
No. We came to Panama on our own because
Oh, okay.
we were researching retirement locations.
Yeah.
And Panama was one of our options for retirement, but we weren't planning to retire for years. We're still not retired. So we weren't planning to retire for years. COVID turned our retirement location into okay, it's an emergency. It's time to break the glass. Because I really thought they were, we weren't handling COVID well. So I wanted to get to safety.
Forgive me for interrupting you, Will. I do remember seeing the video where maybe it was one of your, because I have a tendency to go to the earliest videos. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think I saw you were sitting in a chair. There was some activity behind you, and you were explaining the
Yes.
first few days and how really forgive me, the people of Panama were
It's Panamanians.
How they
it
handled
better.
the pandemic. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So as much as you want to share from that point forward,
Okay.
you all fell in love with it. Now you had obviously family in the States.
Yes.
Yep.
You have adult children. Am I understanding that correctly?
No.
We don't have
We don't have any
children.
children.
No.
Just a dog that's running
It's
around.
just our dog.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, but we do have family in the States.
Yes.
Yeah.
How was that a big concern?
No.
yeah.
I know there have been, expatriates since forever. I mean, I think
Exactly.
about the Sidney Poitier movie with Diane Carroll, Paris Blues.
Yes.
Paul
Yes.
Newman, and
Yeah.
I think that, it's been going on for quite some time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's a move. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but
It was a major concern.
it was a challenge.
It was a challenge. It was challenging. So there were some family members that were accepting of it and
Yeah.
supportive. There were family members who were not. So, it was hit or miss. Same thing with friends. I think most of the friends were pretty supportive, but people will let you know how they feel when you tell them something of this magnitude. So there were some naysayers. There were some, a couple of you must be crazy and all that, but no one's naysaying anymore. We just celebrated our
No.
5th anniversary.
Yes,
So
5
we've been here
years.
for 5 years.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It takes
Yeah, but-
courage. It takes a sense of adventure.
Yep.
It takes an open mind.
Yes.
It takes understanding that there's so much to life that you may not have walked or know about, but that's why we're here. That's why we're given the day to live again, right? A
Exactly.
new morning brings
Yeah.
new adventure, new knowledge. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and then we were just discussing, reflecting on what we've learned, what we've grown through. And, for me, being able to move to a foreign country and start a business like this and be able to handle the logistics necessary to be, licensed and insured, because, they make you jump to, uh-oh, that's Domino. She said, hi, everyone.
Hi, sweetie.
They make you jump through hoops in order to get business. I've had questions, and I'll just put it out there. People have asked me about, did I have to do payola, bribe people because they, Central America, they think it was never, give her a second. It was never anything like that. It was just a lot of bureaucratic and administrative hoops. that I had to jump through in order to satisfy the licensing requirements, and I had to do it in a language I'm not used to speaking.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
didn't, neither one of us spoke Spanish before we moved to Panama.
Okay.
Right. And then you
So
got your boating license
yes,
too,
that
so that was a
I
big
forgot
deal.
about that. Yeah, so about a year ago, I got my boating license here. So now I drive boats on the canal. Go figure. I never envisioned that happening.
Wow. So it wasn't on your bucket list to buy a
It's
boat.
not on my bucket
No.
list. There was one point in time, be honest, back in the, years ago in DC, I got a little bug to get my pilot's license,
Oh
but
yeah.
she shot it down real
No.
quick.
That wasn't no, we're not
Okay. He says boat it is. Yes.
yeah,
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she let me do the boat. She
yeah.
let me do the boat, but it took a little time at first to get her comfortable. And I understand the boat is a completely different, medium of travel.
Yeah.
Different things can happen, and so
Yeah.
a lot. But it's pretty exciting, and it does enhance the business. I'm able to take people on private
Toys.
tours to islands for the beach and touring the canal, or just sitting out on the bay and having a nice evening as a couple.
Are
Yep.
there taxes? I mean, do you write it off like you would write it off here for the business?
Yes, yes. So it's pretty interesting how the business works. My LLC is located in Florida. So technically, I'm an American based business, and Panama does not tax American based income.
Yep.
The Americans tax it. So I still have to file taxes. But here's uh, a pro tip. If you're an American living overseas for 330 days out of a calendar year, you can exempt your American income up to $120,000 individually. So we file jointly. So do the math. So that's, as long as the income's at that level, it's all untaxed. I do pay local costs and taxes as well for like the licensing. I have to maintain a physical office here in Panama City. I have an employee. I had to hire a Panamanian citizen who has a college degree in tourism as my general manager. All of that was necessary in order to get the licensing to run a tour company legally.
Yep.
There's some people doing a bootleg, but legally to do it, this is the way to do it.
And that's encouraging to hear, though, that you are empowering someone else
Yeah.
who
Yes.
I'm sure is very grateful for the opportunity.
Yes.
That's
Yes. Look, it's amazing because I've come down here and now, I'm an integral part of the community. I was just at the tourism authority this week because I had every year I have to show my insurance bond renewal in person. So they're kind of old school. Instead of emailing things, they do like to stamp paperwork. They give you a copy. Now we both have copies, so
yeah.
there is some. I had to get in the car and go pick it up and then take it to the office. But it only took
There's
like
benefits to that too.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. There's no question. The ID is there. There's no fraud. They're really big
Right.
on tamping down on fraud. So they do take extra steps here. It can slow down transactions sometimes, but I get it.
Yeah.
And then tell me about the pace. What were the differences that you noticed right away regarding culture, pace, lifestyle? You talked about the reduction of stress, when your roles changed.
Yeah.
Help us to understand literally psychologically what it's like to wake up in the middle of a work week now as a 5-year Panamanian.
Ah, interesting. You want to take a
It's
stab?
definitely a different pace. It's more laid back. Um, it's just a whole different vibe from the rat race that we were in, back in the States. No commuting to the office, dealing with traffic, it's just the weather is beautiful. The people are friendly for the most part.
For the most part.
um, just to wake up and the view from our apartment is gorgeous. It's definitely less stressful. I can't say that anymore. It's just a whole different vibe from living in, especially in the DC area. So
Exactly.
yeah,
And she can testify. She's been a witness to this. When I'm running that Cologne Culture Beach Day tour,
yeah,
the work ends for me once the drive is over. Once we get to the end of the drive, and now we're in the boat, and Jorge, our boat captain, has turned on the reggae music, and we're pouring drinks, and we're about to toast to Panama. It's surreal to me that that is work.
yeah,
I'm
Like
like,
if
this
you
is my team's meeting now. Okay, this is great.
Right. That's amazing.
This is
just
Love
the
it.
ability to do that. I mean, we just drive. What does it take? 2 hours to
Yes,
get
it's
there,
right now it's a 2-hour drive. They're
and then we're
building a
on the
new
boat.
highway. It's gonna be shorter, but right now it's 2 hours because
It's just
it's through the country. It's a rural drive. We see cows. Sometimes we see guys riding horses on the road and everything. So it's not like what you would see normally when you go to a Caribbean vacation at a resort.
yeah.
We're in the country. We're with Panamanians. As a matter of fact, one of the things I always point out to people is that once we get to a certain point, you're not going to hear anybody else speaking English.
Right.
Everyone's going to be speaking Spanish around you because it's not a tourist spot.
Yeah, you're really immersed in the Panamanian culture.
Right.
Yeah.
I worked with a Panamanian local in creating the tour, and Jorge, the boat captain, he does not speak English. But
He did.
we make it work,
Yeah, we
and
have a good relationship with him now. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
Beautiful.
phenomenal. He's always good for finding the monkeys, and he knows uh, Americans are more sensitive to waves than Panamanians are, so he knows how to drive the boat
Yeah,
to make
make
sure
us
it's
comfortable.
comfortable for
Yeah.
people and everything. So it's
Interesting.
just wonderful, and I, like you said earlier, I do feel a sense of empowerment because I see how the people there react when we pull up. Because now, business is about to be conducted.
Yep.
People selling souvenirs are going to make a little bit of money. It's just, even the kids get involved. They want to carry our bags from the boat back to the car so they can get a little tip.
Well, how did the name come about?
Go Explore Panama?
Very good name.
Okay. All right. So let's don't tell the whole story. Okay. Um, in crafting the company and helping get everything together, the business plan and helping me walk through my logistics, I actually incorporated artificial intelligence. I use AI, Chat GPT, and I nicknamed it Hal from the Space 2001 movie. Anyway, I told how what kind of business it was going to be and to come up with some amazing names. So this is a good story because it talks about the ups
Yeah.
and downs of starting a
Lessons.
business, lessons learned, and
Right.
starting a business in a foreign country. So the first thing I did was reached out to a law firm and did a trademark search. I paid them to do a trademark search on this name. Can I use this name and its logo? And, after paying them 200 some odd dollars, they came back and are like, well, there's a company that has the same name, but the logo is so different that you could get a trademark here in Panama for that and you could operate separately. So I went ahead and started doing business. Lo and behold, the tourism authority has its own set of rules.
Yeah.
They can only have one business name for one entity in their database. They don't care about trademark rules. So they contacted me and they were like, "You're going to have to change your name." So I had to go back to Hal, and it was frustrating because I already had website done, I already had shirts done, and
Had to change it.
marketing.
Yeah.
The YouTube channel was branded and everything, and I had to go through a rebranding exercise. But luckily, what I used to get paid to do, I did for myself, and it worked out. So I would like to take credit for coming up with the cool name, but honestly, Hal did the heavy lifting on that. So most of my career in federal contracting was spent with information technology companies. I've always been, I'm Star Trek fan and all that. I've always been involved in that, and cutting edge. I've always been a beta tester. I was one of the first people I knew that had the old fashioned Palm Pilot
Oh,
when you used to
yeah.
stick it inside the modem if you wanted to use it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember,
My friends just always laugh at me for being an early adopter. So yeah, I've been using AI a little bit. Look, coding, this is the future. That's if you don't
yeah.
know how to code, everything else is being replaced. You got to know
Yeah.
how to talk to the AI. If
Yep.
if you're
Yes.
going to work, I would encourage you to use AI in,
Mhm.
helping you to grow, manage, even customer service. Look, when I get customer complaint, I'll run it through how I'll tell how, hey, this is what I would like to do, and how it makes it sound really nice.
That's fantastic. And tell us, if you could pick your clientele, if you could pick the people reaching out to you, describe that client. Now, I do also want to hear what you'd rather not ever have to deal with again.
Wow.
Again, share what you choose, but I'm
That's
open for
that's a,
it.
that's that's a great one. That's a great one. That's the one that's gonna put me in the bond. All right. So the best experience I've had so far, I think, was a multi-generational family. That ended
Yeah.
up being around 10 people. It started out with a couple that came and did a relocation tour with us early on. They were like maybe one of the first 5 relocation tour clients that we
Yeah.
had. And they had a great experience. And, the professionals kept working with them after they went back to the States, and they ended up coming back and establishing residency. And then they brought their children.
Yes.
And then the next time they came back, they brought one of the couple's parents. So it was 3 generations of one family that, over a period of 6 to 8 months moved here, and seeing that happen, um, that meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
I ran into him one day on the Seneca Coastera. That's like a fitness path on the coastline, really picturesque. And I just happened to run into him while I was out getting my morning exercise on, and talking to the kids and seeing the brightness in their eyes as they described, what their first 2 or 3 weeks here was like, was magic. So that's been my number one experience. All of my clients have been wonderful, so I don't
Yeah.
want to, make everybody
Yeah.
feel bad, but the multi-generational me, that touched me. Um, the ideal client, ideally, is someone that has done some research and is trying to compare, contrast Panama, what are the places, and you're looking to experience a deep dive for a week. And our we have 2 versions of relocation tours. One is 3 days, one is 5
5
days. The
days.
5 day is where the magic happens, because not only do you do the work stuff with the immigration attorney and the doctor and the real estate seeing properties, but you also get a chance to experience what Panama the way we experience it. So there's an evening where we go to a local jazz club to see live music. And it just so happens that a lot of expats end up going there that
Yeah.
night. So it's a great opportunity for people to start networking and seeing how other people work. And then we end the tour with the Cologne
Yeah.
Day. That's the last day of the relocation tour. That's what, I want people to experience that magic, because that's just a day trip. That's what Panama can do. There's other places like San Blas. San Blas is a group of islands in the Caribbean. You can spend a day trip going there, or the Pearl Islands. They're 90 minutes away from the
Yeah.
city. That's another day trip. So Panama's small enough for you to be able to do these magical things and have, live this lifestyle where you put yourself in different environments, and one day in the mountains and then the next day you're at the beach. I want people to be able to experience that, because that's what we experience. And
Yep.
I want people to come away with that, with the sheer, you know, joy and wonder that we had when we first came for our site visit.
Mhm.
When
Yeah.
we first decided, like, oh yeah, because Panama just happened to be first on the list. We
Oh, yeah,
both had,
we thought of other
we
places.
thought of other
And
places,
Portugal,
yeah,
yeah.
but we have red flag checklist, and neither one of us had any red flags for Panama. So it's like, well, do we need to go any further. Then we
Right.
find what we're looking for. So
Right.
I want people to be able to experience that. The third question, that was the
Well, also, the tourism involved the neighborhood tours
oh
where
yeah, the
that's
neighborhood.
also yeah.
I forgot about the meat potatoes. Yes,
Yeah.
we do in-depth neighborhood tours
Yeah.
during the relocation tour. So you get to see all the different neighborhoods that primarily attract North Americans. There's some working class Panamanian neighborhoods that are great places to live, but in order to live there, you're going to have to be a strong Spanish speaker. None of the services around you are going to be catering. Well, not that most of the city caters, but usually in most places in the city, a business may have one or two English speakers to bail you out. It's in an instance. To make your transition easier, you probably want to live in one of these like 10 or 12 neighborhoods. And that's what
Yeah.
our neighborhood tour focuses on. We take you to grocery stores, farmers markets, you see the subway and everything. So
Just so
it,
you get a feel of what it's like day to day in
right.
Panama.
it's
Yeah.
it's the whole tour's designed to be boots on the ground and let you see what we see. I encourage people, I don't do hotels. I encourage people to get Airbnbs because Airbnbs are in residential buildings. So live in the same places where we live.
Right.
We're in a 37-story skyscraper. I'm sure there's some Airbnbs in here.
Yep.
So that way you get to hear what we hear, see what it's like riding the elevator, see how the buildings operate. All of these buildings have 24-hour security, so it's very safe. You get to see the amenities up close. When you stay at a hotel, they're catering to you. You're not gonna.
Right.
It's Panama, but it's not real Panama. That is the ideal client, the person that wants to spend a week. And and I'm not saying just be here a week. We've had people that have been here for a month
Oh
and
yeah.
they spend a week to do that tour and then let that lead them through the rest of their month
Right.
because, like connecting with the real estate guy, people planning to move here after you've met him, you still working with him and he's helping you find places. Most people rent. I'm the only relocation tour that talks about rentals or that can show you rentals because I think
Yeah.
that's important. Everybody else is pushing you to buy something, and you can buy something by all means. If you want to buy something here, do it. Just understand the real estate laws here are different, and you need to know what you're getting yourself into as far as the market's concerned. But he's been successful in getting several of my clients
Yeah.
condos. As a matter of fact, one of my college sisters, we celebrated 2-3 weeks ago because she just bought a condo not too far from us.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So and she did that same cologne day that the yoga instructor did too. So it all works out. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. There was one question that you asked me that I
The
missed.
worst client or
Only if you want to share or experience,
yeah,
it
or
doesn't
yeah,
necessarily have to
I'd
be.
say yeah.
And again, if you don't, listen,
Yeah.
we're here to celebrate, and we're
Yes,
here
we're
to
gonna
Yeah.
celebrate. We're
celebrate
gonna
Go
celebrate.
Explore
Just say have
Panama.
an open mind,
Yeah.
really.
If
Yes.
they want to know anything deeper, they can book a trip
There
and
it
Yeah.
is.
have it
Yeah.
on
There it
the
is.
boat.
I like the
Have
point that she was about to make.
Be
Just
open.
be open, have an
Yeah.
open mind.
Yeah. I don't like a lot of complaining and I mean, but I think we try to be as professional as possible and just,
Right.
we just handle any negativity that comes our way in a professional manner. So,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes. But I agree. Realize that you're moving to another country and they do things
Yes. It's gonna be
differently
differences.
than
Yeah.
you do, and that's okay.
Yeah.
There's a
We'll
reason
fix
why you're moving. So far it's working out. I haven't figured out. I would change driving if I could. If I could change how they drive, I would change. I'll leave it with this. Please be aware and mindful of what is happening around you. There's historical precedent for every single thing that's happening in the U.S. right now.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, none of it ends the way that you want it to end. So be mindful, have a plan. Don't just be caught unawares. And if your plan includes going abroad, by all means, give us a call. We're available for consultations. We have a relocation guide so that if you want to be a do-it-yourselfer and you just need some information, do the guide, or better yet, the relocation course is a 10-hour online instructional course to go at your own speed with all the documents you need for visa processes and real estate and bank accounts and cell phones and all the little questions. Moving to Panama with your pets or kids, all the questions you would have are covered in that online resource. So that's available. You never have to do a relocation tour. You can do that and never do a tour. And there's people that do that. I run into people all the time that recognize me from the YouTube channel, or they got a product and they'll stop me at the mall and tell me that, what they bought or what they did or what they saw and how it affected them.
Yeah.
So I'm really appreciative of that. And, I see the direction that is going. And I would just encourage people to reach out and call us, schedule a consultation if you have any questions about Panama. I'm not afraid to talk about our experiences. We made some mistakes coming in, and I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
want you to make those same mistakes.
Right. Yeah, and if you're, even if you're visiting Panama and you just want to, do a tour to Cologne, to the beach, or on a boat ride with William, as the captain,
That's all.
then, just reach out. Yeah, we can
To our website.
Yep.
Yes. Go Explore Panama.
go with Panama.
Go-explorepanama.com.
Yep.
Everything's available on the website. You can contact us, and you can come and babysit Domino for us.